We take care of the whole recovery process, getting them back to the level they were before they got injured, and many times even better. What's involved is preserving dreams.
The first thing I do with any athlete is figure out their goals and then try to make a plan based upon that.
One of the things that people don't quite understand about team physicians is how invested we are in these people's lives. We don't look at you as a guy with a shoulder problem. We try to understand what it is that makes you tick.
At Athletic Brewing Company, we've built America's first craft non-alcoholic brewery. We've created a lineup of award-winning non-alcoholic beers. Our beers are made with organic grains and start at only 50 calories. Athletic beers are perfect for anyone who loves being healthy and active, but also loves to enjoy great tasting beer with friends. To give us a try, go to athleticbrewingcompany.com and use code ATHLETIC20 for 20% off your first order.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Get back the life you love.
They say you play basketball, you play football, you play tennis, but you can't play boxing. You have to fight. I remember the night where it went completely downhill. It was a massive tumor that had wrapped itself around my spine. Dr. Hartle, who was my surgeon, he aced it. They resurrected me. On August 9th, 2014, I became the WBA middleweight champion of the world.
Welcome back to the Tournament of Champions of Takeover Trivia, presented by Columbia Orthopedics. We have our second semifinal episode on tap tonight. So tonight we're joined by Cassidy Williams of cross country, Alexa Conomikes from field hockey, and Shari Stenglein from volleyball. Ladies, welcome to the Tournament of Champions. You guys ready to go?
Happy to be here.
So a little reminder of how we got here. Cassidy and Alexa won their Takeover week rounds of Takeover trivia. Shari finished second, but Coach Anderson couldn't make it today, so she's on with us and will vie for a chance to compete in the finals. And before we get started, we're going to run through the categories of round number one. They are Netflix in 2020, so I'm sure some of you have been watching a lot of Netflix. Had a little bit of downtime or will be in a little while after finals end, at least. Behind the scenes, which is a category that highlights some workers in the Columbia Athletics Department that are non-coaches and people you might see at your games. CU Athletic Tradition, which is self-explanatory. It's just some fast facts about the history of Columbia Athletics. And a New York City tour. This is where Cassidy shined last time, so we'll see if anybody else can fight for some points in this first round. So Cassidy, you joined the Zoom call first. So what do you want to go with first to kick things off?
I'll go with New York City.
New York City tour for how much?
I'll go for 500. For
500, going big. Name this attraction. Cassidy did get in first. What is it?
What is the Staten Island Ferry? I'm literally from Staten Island.
Wow, there we go. 500 points off the bat. No hesitation.
I'm from Staten Island.
Yeah, I wasn't going to get that.
So starting
Um,
out where you left, picking up where you left off. So go back to you, Cassidy.
I'll do New York City 400.
New York City for 4. Name this landmark. Cassidy again.
What is the Met?
Yes. The Metropolitan Museum of Art. So that's up to 900. Did anybody else know that one? Okay.
Yes.
I'll do Netflix 500.
Netflix in 2020 for 5. Season 11 of this competition was introduced in 2020 and shows amateur bakers showing off their skills to impress a group of judges. Cassie did get in first.
Oh, what is Great British Bake Off?
You got it. 3 for 3.
I love this show.
Goes back to you.
I'll do Netflix 400.
Netflix for 4. This documentary brings us back through the storied career of Michael Jordan. Originally aired on ESPN. Sherry,
What is the final dance?
I'm going to give it to you.
Oh,
Close. It is The Last Dance, but it's
Oh.
close enough.
okay. I watched it twice. I'm disappointed I didn't know the name.
I'll take your word for it. All right. What do you want to go with, Sherry?
I'll do Netflix in 2020 for 300.
Netflix in 2020 for 300. This show highlights the lives of Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso, the 2 stars of The Karate Kid, as adults who opened karate dojos of their own. Sherry again.
What is Cobra Kai?
You got it.
As I need a new category. I can't even think of these answers.
It's my personal favorite show of the quarantine, so glad you got that one right. Sherry, what do you want to go with next?
I'll do Netflix for 200.
Netflix for 2. This high school musical star documents himself traveling around the world, showing off Earth's beauty and down to earth. Cassidy, you buzzed in early, but nobody else got in.
I have it. Who is Zac Efron?
You got it. So Cassidy jumps up to 1,600, and control goes back to you.
I'll do New York City 300.
New York City tour for 300. Name this landmark. Cassidy again.
What is the Chrysler Building?
That's right. So Cassidy gets the points there. 1,900. Next category. It's going to be
do CU for 500.
for 500. Going for the big categories first. The line was first adopted in 1910 by the Columbia Student Board, in part due to Columbia's past royal connection to this nation. Alexa.
What is England?
Yep. Great Britain would have been accepted as well. Oops. Up to 500
Right.
points, getting on the board. Alexa, what do you want to go with?
We'll go CU Athletic Tradition for 400.
Sticking with tradition for 4. There have been 46 world-class athletes with Columbia ties that compete in this international sporting competition every 4 years. Cassidy.
What are the Olympics?
Right again. 2,300. And we stick with you.
I'll do Netflix 100.
Netflix for 1, closing out the category. This docuseries starring Joe Exotic sits atop the most watched Netflix list of 2020. Sherry.
What is Tiger King?
You got it. Up to 800, closing out the first category of round number 1. And you get to pick the next category.
I'll do CU 300.
See you for 300. In 1932, Corey Ford brought this song to the Columbia Alumni Federation and is still used today as the university fight song. Sherry again.
What is Roar Lion Roar?
That is correct. We got a game going on. 1,100 points. And where do you want to go next, Sherry?
I'll do CU for 200.
See you for 2. There are this many varsity sports teams. Alexa.
What is 31?
That's right. Important to know. We won't make you list them all, which is nice. We don't have enough time for that. Alexa, what do you want to pick?
We'll do CU Athletic Tradition for 100.
All right. This event has been held yearly since 1922 to honor both academic and athletic accomplishments by student athletes. Alexa.
What is Varsity C?
Yep. Up to 800 points. And
I'm on my way
stays
back.
with you.
We'll do behind the scenes for 200.
Behind the scenes for 2. He is the director of strength and conditioning and was a member of the football team while a student at the University of Rochester. Cassidy,
Who is Tommy?
can I get a last name?
I just know him as Tommy from the weight room. I don't
You're
know.
half right. I'm not going to lose points there because you're half right, but I'm not going to give you the points either. Anybody else? Okay. Who is Tommy Sheehan? Close.
I miss him.
All right. Alexa, what do you want to go with next?
Behind the scenes for 100.
Behind the scenes for 1. She is currently the director of enrichment services and was a member of the St. Francis College volleyball program. Alexa,
Who's just Apollo?
incorrect.
What? She's not the director from Richmond Services? What is her title?
She's a little higher than that. She works in the enrichment services office, but not the right person. Nobody else? Correct answer is Lily Rodriguez.
Oh.
Just played basketball at Lehigh or Lafayette. Oh, I need to get that right. I can't remember right now. She's going to be mad at me one way or the other. Sorry, Jess. But she was a great basketball player, all Patriot League. All right. So Alexa drops to 700, but she's still in control.
All right, we'll do behind the scenes for 300.
Behind the scenes for 3. She is a former standout for the Lions softball program and is currently the associate director for athletics development. Hosts a weekly Instagram session, Instagram Live with the development page. Time's up. The answer is Maggie Johnson. Sorry, Maggie. She's probably watching. It's all good. Lex, what do you want to go with next?
We'll do NYC tour for 200.
For 200. Name this landmark. Cassidy.
What is Central Park?
You got it. And goes back to you.
I'll do behind the scenes 500.
Behind the scenes for 5. She's got the other ones. She's the leadership and well-being coordinator on the Success Through Wellbeing staff and was a member of the Princeton women's basketball team. Sherry.
Who is Kate Miller?
You got it. So Sherry up to 1,600. Close game here. And it goes back to you, Sherry.
I'll do behind the scenes 400.
Behind the scenes for 4. He is the co-director of Success Through Wellbeing and was a basketball and baseball player while a student at Bradley. Sherry again.
Who is Brent Walker?
That's right. Knowing our behind the scenes staff. 2,000. And we have one category left. It's NYC tour for 100. So here we go. This is a simple one in Midtown. Cassidy, looking for the clean sweep.
What is Times Square?
You got it. That was a gimme for everybody. So the conclusion of round 1, Cassidy used the NYC tour to her advantage. She has 2,600 points, followed by Sherry with 2,000 points and Alexa with 700 points. Close game still. And it might not feel like it right now, but points are doubled in round number 2. So there's still a chance for everybody. So we'll see what happens when the points are doubled after this. You're watching Takeover Trivia presented by Columbia Orthopedics.
During my time at Columbia, the incredible support from the university, alumni, and parents has helped us make great strides in the resources we've been able to provide our student athletes in and out of competition. We do not want to lose that momentum during this unprecedented year. With that in mind, I'm excited to announce the launch of the One Roar campaign for athletics. For this year only, the One Roar Fund will replace all sports-specific fundraising. By bringing our alumni and parent communities together, we can truly do something exceptional for past, present, and future Columbia Lions. In these times where reduced revenues and increased fiscal pressure are the new normal, the money raised during this campaign will support each of our 700-plus student athletes from all 31 sport programs, as well as the administrative units that support our teams. Your past investments in our athletic programs have been critical to our success, and I hope we can rely upon you to help our entire department through these challenging times. Be safe and go Lions.
Okay, we're back for round number 2 of Takeover Trivia presented by Columbia Orthopedics. Got a good game going on so far. Cassidy Williams in first place still with 2,600 points. Shari Stenglein from volleyball with 2,000 and Alexa Conomikes with 700 points. Still in it. Not over yet. We got, another round to play and the final exam. So Alexa, with you in third place, we're going to let you pick the first category of round number 2. So here we go.
All right, we'll do NYC Pro Teams for 600.
NYC Pro Teams for 6. This pro sports organization has recently been in the news after being purchased by hedge fund manager Steve Cohen. Cassidy.
What are the Mets?
You got it. Let's go Mets. Sandy Alderson sticking around as president of baseball operations, announced today. Cassidy, what do you want to go with?
I'll do Ivy League 600.
Ivy League for 6. All the Ivies other than this university were founded during the colonial period. Alexa.
What is Cornell?
You got it. Nice one. All right. With 1,300 points, control goes back to you.
We'll do Ivy for 200.
Ivy League facts for 200. The term Ivy colleges was first used in 1933 and included the 8 Ivy institutions we know today, as well as this service academy. Cassidy.
What is Army?
Yep, that's right. It used to be the Eastern International League in a lot of sports, if you go back in our record books. Cassidy, go ahead.
I'll do Ivy League 1,000.
Ivy for 1,000. Columbia and this institution are the only members of the Ivy League that do not sponsor varsity hockey programs. Alexa.
Who's Penn?
You got it. It's a big 1,000-point pull, puts you into second place, and you get control back.
All right, we'll do Virtual C honors for 200.
Virtual C for 2. There were numerous celebrity appearances during the 2020 Virtual C Awards, including this 23-time Grand Slam tennis champion. Cassidy.
Who is Serena Williams?
That's right. 3,600. And
I'll do Famous Colombians for 600.
Famous Colombians for 6. This founding father attended Columbia College and was the first Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court. Cassidy, getting in just in time.
Who is John Jay?
That's right.
I'll do New York City Pro Teams 200.
New York City Pro Teams for 2. This New York City Pro Sports organization has won 27 championships.
So broad.
All right, time's up. Nobody wants to take a shot at this. It's the Yankees. We didn't put baseball team in the clue. That would have been a little bit too easy. The Mets don't have that many. Cassidy, go ahead.
I'll do Famous Colombians 400.
Famous Colombians for 4. He is a famous philanthropist and the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. Cassidy.
Who is Warren Buffett?
That's right.
I didn't know he went to Columbia.
I didn't either.
He's on the wall Dodge. Go ahead, Cassidy.
I'll do Ivy League facts for 400.
Ivy League facts for 4. The Ivy League offices are located in this town in New Jersey. Alexa.
Where is Princeton? What is
You got
Princeton?
it. Yep. 2,700. Clear that out. And it goes back to you, Alexa.
We'll do Virtual C honors for 400.
Virtual C for 4. This award is given to the senior male student athlete with the highest cumulative GPA. Alexa.
What is the Eisenhower watch?
That's right. That was in your last game too.
Yeah, well, the girl version of it was.
All right, go ahead again.
Virtual C for 600.
Virtual C for 6. This award is given to the senior female student athlete with the highest cumulative GPA. Alexa again.
What is the Marion Phillips watch?
That's right.
Shout out to Micah. you're watching. You won it this year on our
Big
team.
comeback for Alexa. Close it in with 900 points back of first place. What do you want to go with next?
We'll keep it with the virtual C for 800.
Virtual C for 8. The Virtual C Awards were hosted by this 2013 Columbia College graduate who was recently a finalist on Survivor. Shares the last name of your host. Time's up. It's Dean Kowalski. We are not related. My first year here, Dean was a senior basketball player, and I cover men's basketball, so we had a few laughs about that. So no points awarded on that one, and no Survivor fans. You either love it or you don't watch it. And Alexa, goes back to you.
We'll finish out virtual C for 1,000.
Okay, closing out the first category of round 2. This award is given to a female student athlete enrolled in Barnard who exemplifies academic success, athletic achievement, strong sporting behavior, and commitment to community. Time's up. The answer is the Karen Blank Award.
See, I can remember these awards being given, but I can't remember the names.
The names went to Ann Sebula from fencing last year. All right, Alexa, what do you want to go with next?
We'll do famous Colombians for 200.
Famous Colombians for 2. He was the CEO of Claris, Intuit, and Go Corporation and the figure who inspired the book $1 Trillion Coach. All right. Oh. All right, Alexa, give it a shot. Right before I was going to close it up.
Who's William Campbell?
You got it.
The only reason
3,900.
I thought that was because of the second clue.
Yeah. And it stays with you.
All right, we'll do famous Colombians for 800.
Famous Colombians for 8. This Massachusetts native attended Columbia before appearing in movies such as Good Will Hunting, Interstellar, and starring as Lee Chandler in Manchester by the Sea. Cassidy?
It was Casey Affleck.
That's right. And control goes back to you.
New York City Pro Teams for 800.
New York City Pro Teams for 8. This pro sports organization moved from New Jersey to Brooklyn in 2012. Cassidy?
Who are the Nets?
Yep. Couple in a row here as Alexa was closing in, and goes back to you.
New York City for 1,000.
New York City for 1,000. This NYC Pro Sports organization played its first game in 2015 and compete in the Hudson River Derby against the Red Bulls. Should have saved this question for last week with the soccer player. Time's up. And the answer is NYCFC. They play at Yankee Stadium like in the Bronx. All right, Cassidy.
Ivy League Facts 800.
Ivy Facts for 8. The first Ivy Group agreement was signed in 1945, but applied only to this sport. No takers again. Time's up. And the answer is football.
I say it has to be football.
Yeah.
It's always football.
2 categories left. So Colombians or pro sports teams.
Colombians.
Colombians for 1,000. In 1955, this Brooklyn Dodger left-handed pitcher took night classes in the School of General Studies while also helping his team to a World Series title. Got to go way back for this one. Alexa?
Who's Lou Gehrig?
Incorrect. Good try.
Like a famous baseball player, Columbia.
Gehrig was a little bit before 1955 even. Time's up. And the answer was Sandy Koufax.
Oh.
Back when the Dodgers were in Brooklyn. That was a long time ago. All right. Last category of round number 2 is NYC Pro Teams for 400. This NYC Pro Sports organization is one of the 8 founding members of the WNBA and will play their home games at the Barclays Center starting in 2020. Alexa.
What are the Liberty?
Yep. All right. That wraps up round number 2. Another competitive round. Cassidy, you had another New York challenge, but you got other questions, right? Up to 6,200 in first place. Alexa's got 3,300 and Shari's got 2,000 as we head into the final exam. So at this time, we're going to reveal the final clue. And it is international awards and recognition. So at this time, if you could send your bids privately to me in the chat, we'll take those and we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back for the conclusion of Takeover Trivia presented by Columbia Orthopedics.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike Kowalski.
I'm Kyle Matrician.
And this is Megan Rojas.
And in case you're not one of our millions of listeners, we're the hosts of a weekly podcast called The Roarcast.
Each week, we catch up with Columbia student athletes and coaches and give you the latest info on all of our varsity programs.
New episodes are posted on Mondays. You can subscribe today by searching for Columbia Athletics on Apple Music, Spotify, Stitcher, and SoundCloud.
You can also find us on GoColumbiaLions.com/podcasts.
Roar.
Lion.
Roar.
All right. It is time to play the final exam. We have everybody's bids in. So at this time, we'll see the final clue. And it is, this man helped establish the journalism school at Columbia and has a prominent award that honors exceptional achievements in journalism named after him. So we'll give you all a minute to send me your answers privately in the chat, and we'll see who will move on to the finals of the Tournament of Champions. All right, that's enough time. We have everybody's answers. At this time, we'll reveal the answer and see how you guys did. The correct answer is, who is Joseph Pulitzer? So we'll go through. And Shari.
No, don't say it.
Shari bid it all. She had to go big or go home. And she answered Warren Buffett, which was incorrect. So it drops her down, but a great effort, great game. It's fine. It was a good guess.
I thought Pulitzer would be too obvious.
We had Buffett in an earlier question too. So, but it's okay. We love the aggressiveness, and we go to Alexa with 3,300 points, and her answer was, who is Pulitzer? And that is correct. And she bid 2,500. So that puts her in very good position with 5,800 points, still behind Cassidy. So unless she gets it wrong or bid a lot, then it won't matter very much. And we'll see. Cassidy, the answer was the Pulitzer Prize, and that is right. And she bet it all. She went big and she doubled her points and ended up with 12,400 points and is the winner. Semifinal. You got the answer right. You have 12,000 points. It's a new Takeover Trivia record, breaking your record that you set last time. And the good news is for Alexa, by virtue of having the most points going into final exam, going in for either semifinal, you will also be competing in the Tournament of Champions finals.
Wow.
So we will see you again. There'll be a rematch between you and Cassidy. So get ready for that. Congratulations, Shari. Thanks so much for coming back today. You did a great job.
Thank you.
So that'll do it for the semifinals of the Tournament of Champions. We've got one more episode coming up. So make sure to follow us at Go Columbia Lions on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook for more information when we're going to air this. For Cassidy, Shari, and Alexa, I'm Mike Kowalski. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you soon.